Today, we're going to demystify something called a management information system. Now, I know, it sounds a little dry, but trust me, it's the secret weapon behind huge business wins and some truly spectacular failures. Let's kick things off with a little story to show you exactly what I mean. So, picture this. You're a manager, your team absolutely crushed it this year, the company is doing great, and you've got this gut feeling. It's time to reward the people who made it happen. So you do it. You announce a big, well-deserved raise for everyone. Feels good, right? Feels like the perfect leadership move. So you walk into that big board meeting, ready for a round of applause, maybe a nice pat on the back. But instead, you see these long, grim faces staring back at you. And before you even know what's hit you, you're packing your photos and that sad little office plant into a cardboard box. You're fired.
What in the world just happened? You did what felt right. You rewarded great performance. So where did it all go wrong? What was that one crucial piece of the puzzle you were missing? Well, the answer is something called an MIS.
Yep, the key to our poor managers' sudden career change lies in the Management Information System, or MIS for short. The best way to think about it is like an invisible engine that powers all the smart, informed decisions a company makes.
At its heart, an MIS does one simple but incredibly powerful thing. It takes raw data and turns it into useful information. It's a structured way to gather up all the facts and figures floating around, process them, and then serve them up so that managers can make choices based on evidence, not just, gut feelings.
And this right here is a really important distinction we have to make. See, data is just the raw stuff. Sales numbers, website clicks, hours worked. It's like a pile of wood and nails. But information, that's the finished product. That's the beautiful, sturdy table you can actually use. Information has context, it has meaning. And MIS is the workshop that turns that pile of raw materials into something valuable.
There's this great analogy that I think just perfectly nails how vital an MIS is. If information is the lifeblood of a company, the thing that keeps everything alive and moving, then the MIS is the heart. It's the central pump that makes sure the right information gets to every single part of the body, from the brainy executives down to the hardworking folks on the front lines.
Okay, so we know what it is, but how does this actually work day to day? Let's take a look at how an MIS becomes this super powerful toolkit that empowers pretty much everyone in a company to do their jobs way better. So think about what a manager actually does. They're constantly juggling these 5 things, right? Planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, and controlling. Well, an MIS feeds every single one of these functions. I mean, how can you plan for next quarter without accurate sales forecasts? How do you organize your teams if you don't know who's overloaded and who has capacity? And you definitely can't control performance if you can't measure it. The MIS gives you the answers.
And here's the really cool part. It is not just a tool for the big bosses. An MIS serves the entire company, top to bottom. A clerk might use it to pull up a customer's payment history in seconds. An assistant uses it to bundle all that sales data into a neat weekly report. And then an executive takes that report and uses it to make a multi-million-dollar decision. Everyone is working from the same playbook, the same single source of truth.
And all of this leads to the real superpower of an MIS. It helps people make rational, data-driven decisions. In fact, a Nobel laureate named Herbert Simon actually broke down exactly how this process works. It's surprisingly simple. It's basically a 3-step dance. First, you have the intelligence phase. This is where the MIS acts like a smoke detector, collecting data to spot a problem, something our fired manager desperately needed. Next is design. Here, the system helps you brainstorm and analyze different solutions. Like, what if we try a 3% raise versus a 5% one-time bonus? You can model it out. And finally, you have choice. You pick the best option based on solid criteria, like which one costs the least or brings in the most profit. It's a clear path from, uh-oh, what's going on, to, okay, this is what we're going to do.
So let's pull all these threads together. Having a solid MIS isn't just a nice little extra. In today's world, it's absolutely essential for survival. It's really about gaining the ultimate business advantage.
Think about it. An MIS gives you an early warning system so you can see problems coming before they blow up in your face. It helps you take all that scary uncertainty out there and turn it into manageable, calculated risks. It gives you the firepower to build strategies that beat the competition, and it makes sure everyone in the company is on the same page by enabling clear, efficient communication. It makes you faster, smarter, and more agile.
Which brings us all the way back to our manager and that gut feeling. Look, MIS isn't designed to get rid of human intuition. Not at all. It's meant to give that intuition a solid foundation of fact to stand on. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world that is practically drowning in data, is that gut feeling a bug in our system we need to fix? Or is it a uniquely human feature that data can only make better?